The cab journey. I'm 82 years old. My name is Isabella. I live by myself now. My husband passed away years ago. My kids live far away. But this week, something wonderful is taking place. My family asked me to join them in Cancun for a grand get-together. My daughters, my son, my grandkids. I agreed. I purchased the ticket. I packed my belongings and I traveled. I landed today. I was exhausted but joyful. I was eager to see them again. But first I had to reach the hotel. I stepped outside to hail a cab. A vehicle pulled up. A taxi. I opened the door. I said, "Hello?" The driver stayed silent. That was the first odd detail. I gave him the name of my hotel. He started the engine. Still no grin. Still no words. Just quiet. I figured maybe he doesn't enjoy chatting or maybe something's off. I asked, "Is it a hectic day?" He replied, "No." That was all. One word. No grin. No curiosity. I kept quiet, but I was wondering, who is this guy? Why is he so distant? Then he switched on the radio. A mournful tune played. He shut it off quickly. Too quickly. Like the tune wounded him. I said nothing. But I sensed there was hurt inside this man. After a few minutes, he asked me, "You arrived here by yourself?" I said, "No, my family is here. We'll meet up later." He didn't respond for a moment. Then he said, "Family isn't always simple." His voice was low, burdened. In that instant, I realized something. This trip isn't just about reaching the hotel. This trip will become something deeper, something neither of us foresaw. The car fell silent again. I gazed outside, but my thoughts were racing. I thought about my family. I thought about supper. I thought about embraces and laughter. Then the driver spoke. He said, "You're fortunate." I asked why. He said, "You have a family that wants to see you." I didn't reply. Not yet. I waited. He went on. "My wife and I, we argue constantly. We don't talk. We don't grin. It's like we exist in separate realities." I said, "That sounds tough." He said, "It is." I crash on the sofa. My daughter won't speak to me. She claims I never pay attention. Maybe she's correct. Now I got it. He wasn't mad at me. He wasn't impolite. He was simply shattered. I listened. He said, "I work daily. I drive this cab. I transport folks to fancy hotels. I grin at strangers. But in my own home, I feel like a specter." A specter. That word lingered in my thoughts. He said, "Last night I nearly walked out. I packed a suitcase. I wanted to vanish." I asked, "And why didn't you?" He said, "Because my daughter sobbed. I heard her behind the door. She didn't speak, but I heard her sob." Now his voice shifted. It was slower, gentler. He said, "I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be a dad or a spouse." I wanted to offer something real, something powerful. But I remained quiet because sometimes silence communicates more than words. And within that silence, I understood one truth. This man wasn't steering toward my hotel. He was navigating through his sorrow. I looked at the driver. I didn't ask more questions. I didn't try to fix his problems. I just listened. He said, "My wife says I only care about money. She says I don't talk to her anymore." I asked, "Is she right?" He said, "Maybe. I don't know. I work all the time. I bring food. I pay the bills. But yes, I don't talk. I don't ask how she feels. I don't tell her how I feel either." He paused. He said, "Sometimes I forget she is a person. Not just a woman who cooks or cleans. She's tired too." "But I didn't see that." I said, "Sometimes we only see when it's too late." He nodded, then said, "And my daughter, she used to tell me everything. Now she stays in her room. She closes the door. She says you never listen. And she's right. I didn't listen. I was always on the phone, always working, always tired. There was a silence. A heavy one. Then I spoke. I said, I also made mistakes. I was married for 40 years. I thought I had time. But one day, my husband got sick. Then he was gone. He looked at me through the mirror. I continued. I wanted to tell him so many things. But it was too late. I was always busy. I was always waiting for the right time. But the right time never came. He said. That's how I feel. Like maybe it's already too late. I said, no. If your daughter cried when you wanted to leave, it's not too late. If your wife still argues with you, it means she still feels something. When people stop talking, that's when you should worry. He said, I thought she didn't love me anymore. I said, maybe she thinks the same. Maybe she thinks you don't love her. He was quiet. Then he said something unexpected. My daughter wrote me a letter last year. She left it on my bed. I never read it. I asked why. He said, because I was afraid. I didn't want to know what she really felt. I thought it was hate. I said, maybe it was love. Maybe she wrote it because she still cares. He said, do you think so? I said, you won't know until you open it. He stayed silent. I could feel his mind racing. Then he said, what if it's too late? And I answered, what if it's not? At that moment, I could feel it. Something inside him was changing. Something small but real. I didn't plan to say these things. I didn't come to Cancun to help a stranger. But maybe that's why I came. Maybe this taxi ride was not an accident. The car kept moving, but now the silence felt different. He said, I think about leaving every day. I dream about starting a new life. No wife, no daughter, no problems. I asked, and what do you feel in those dreams? He said, peace, but also sadness. I said, that's not a real dream. A real dream brings hope, not pain. He stayed quiet. Then something strange happened. He pulled the car to the side of the road. He didn't say why. He just stopped. He said, can I tell you something? Something I never told anyone. I said, yes. He took a deep breath. He said, last year, I made a big mistake. I met another woman. I didn't love her. I didn't even like her. I just wanted to feel free. I never told my wife, but I think she knows. I think that's why everything is broken. And my heart stopped for a second. I said, and do you still talk to that woman? He said, no.